Let's start with Lou Williams.
Almost all-star Lou Williams.
Almost all-star Lou Williams. What do you think he would bring to this bench?
I mean, if you look at just the basic numbers, I mean, he's just an automatic scoring guy. He can just give you kind of instant offense. It's almost like an Uber, like kind of Gerald Green kind of guy, where you can just bring him in and you know that he can make his own shot. He can kind of create for some other guys. I mean, he's having a great year. In LA, I think he's averaging by far over 20 a game. I mean, his numbers this year, he's been honestly kind of efficient with the ball too. So if you want a guy who can really kind of carry your second unit, when you have those guys out there, I mean, he's kind of the first guy that really sticks out to you. And you can pluck a guy who's excelled off the bench and is averaging over 20 a game. I mean, what team in contention wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
And if you look at the Celtics and the pieces they have, I mean, it seems like a guy who you just perk up when you see you can have someone like that added to the roster. So
yeah, absolutely. It'd be interesting to see what the package would take for him, because right now it sounds like the Clippers, I think it was on Zach Lowe's podcast with Adrian Wojnarowski today, he actually said that the Clippers are getting more calls about Lou Williams than they're getting about DeAndre Jordan right now. So, that's going to be really interesting. That's going to drive the price up. It's really tough to get a first-round pick for anybody at this point. Mm-hmm. The Celtics are going to try to, they're going to find that out right now, as they're apparently shopping smart, or not shopping smart, but they're listening to offers for smart. Yeah. So it's going to be tough to get Lou Williams because the price is going to be high. We'll see if that includes a first-round pick. I think it would be tough to trade smart if you were going to get Lou Williams, because it's
almost like polar opposites.
Yeah, exactly. You really do want that defender who can play next to him, who can guard multiple different positions, who can do a lot of different things that way. Williams is a scorer. He's going to come in, he's going to get you buckets, he's going to score out of the pick and roll. Brad Stevens would do disgusting.
I was going to say,
that offense would be really, really good with Lou Williams on the floor. And just like the things that Brad Stevens was able to do with Isaiah Thomas on the floor, you could basically plug Lou Williams in, and he'll give you similar stuff. So I think he'd be a great fit. I think if the Celtics avoid giving up Smart, whatever they ended up giving up for Williams, I think that he would be probably one of the better fits out of all of these guys. I do think that it's worth wondering, is it worth it? So if you give up a first-round pick, I mean, is that worth it for a guy like Lou Williams, where you're probably getting a rental, because that guy's gonna cost real money next year?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's how you see this team, kind of the way it's set up, and whether you want to cash in this year. And again, I think it all depends on the price. I mean, how many other teams have you heard that have been linked to Lou Williams? Yeah. I mean, you got the Cavs are. I mean, the Cavs are looking for anything.
They're looking for help.
Yeah, exactly, looking for any kind of lifeline. But I think it all depends on kind of what the price is, and if you're in a kind of a betting war over some of the team, and they're really trying to go all in. I mean, the Celtics are in that position where, I mean, you can go for it and you have the assets too, depending on how much you can kind of give up. Yeah. But also you have this young core that you can also, if you wanted to, sit back on and add some smaller pieces. So, I mean, what do you kind of expect Lou Williams price to be? You think it's something that's really going to escalate, or do you think it's something that they can, Danny Ainge can kind of finagle, with some of the pieces they have?
I think that it's going to be. I think it's going to be really tough for the Clippers and the Grizzlies, and with the next guy that we're going to talk about, to get a first. I just think, I was on Woj's pod the other day. He said that basically, if you think of a first as being like a $14 million contract, that's the kind of player that you're expecting to get, with a first round pick. And I think that you're just not going to get that for Lou Williams. That being said, maybe you can get a late one. Maybe Cleveland, really puts the pressure on. Michael Damper in the comments here says Cleveland could really use him, and he's right. They definitely could. So
Cleveland could use a lot of people, but especially a guy, a scoring guy off the bench. I mean, anything that can kind of keep them afloat more or less right now.
Absolutely.
Especially with Love out for 2 months?
Yeah, for 2 months. Yep.